Hopefully it's strong enough.
Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to the El Michelle Show. I'm your host, El Michelle, and I have a special guest that y'all definitely need to hear from him. But before I do, let's just talk about what's going on. First, let's send some prayers and everything out to all the government workers, their family and friends that are going through this furlough. Y'all are in our prayers. We know that God don't make no mistakes, and he's going to give back to you 70 times 70. So 45, it's time's up. You're messing with people's families. You're messing with people's health. People need medication, food, their mortgages. Mortgage companies are not even paying attention. They don't care. We know this is a monopoly thing, but that's okay. When God has the first and the last word, y'all Republicans and Democrats, y'all better get together. 45. That's all we're going to say on that. We're all going to say.
We could spend a whole hour just talking about that.
I ain't trying to get kicked off the air, but we're gonna talk about them a little bit though. But we want you to know down here in Charlotte and around the world, we are definitely praying for you all. It's not just for folks that are not federal workers. It's affecting everybody because we have friends and family, and it hurts me a lot that I can't help a lot of my family and friends. But all I can do is pray that the victory will be you all's, and I said you all's. Because it's a lot of, it's over 800-some thousand. But see, you got to remember, over 800-some thousand workers, plus their spouses, 3 to 4 kids, or they're taking care of their grandkids or their family. So it's well over the number that they're given, and we already know what's going on. So everybody hold on, keep praying, and knowing that there's a lot of folks that's praying for y'all. And for everybody that voted for 45, I ain't got no more to say. I bet you won't vote again. I bet you vote for the right person this time that really got your back and your support. You want to make America great? Watch how great we are. See how great we are? How great we are, how we're helping everybody. Churches are opening up. People are donating food, picking 5 to 6 families and helping. That's what's making America great. And I need y'all to share, because sharing is caring. And the more people find out about this, we got Facebook rolling and we got IG rolling. First of all, I want to thank everybody for supporting me and buying my book. I Am a Survivor book. It's a phenomenal book. It's been helping out a lot of folks. Speaking engagements. I'm going to tell what my brother's doing here. He's doing amazing things. I just want to say thank y'all. This book has been changing people's lives, changing my life. We're also working on a 2nd edition that's coming out. And my book is also going to be coming out soon. So I want to say, hey. Now, let me get to my guest. He knows I'm already going to butcher his name up. This is Galen.
Cromartie.
Cromartie. Say it like you told me to say it.
Cromartie.
Cromartie. Not what's the football player's name?
I wish, but no.
Oh, y'all not related to him?
I wish.
Y'all know y'all cousins. Y'all just changed the last name and changed the I, changed the different. But y'all know y'all related.
We can be related if he's gonna pay a couple.
I
of
know that's
bills.
right. But he has produced. He's an author. He's a motivational speaker. He has wrote a phenomenal book, y'all. And I want y'all to welcome. Open arms, open your ears, because this is real. This is not fake. Like some people think we always be fake news. This ain't fake news. This is real. He's written a phenomenal book. I could even flip through and try to read and pull out certain things, because some things not meant for TV, but it's meant for you to purchase and buy it so you can finish reading it. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you.
It was actually, when was it, in November or October?
Might be October.
Well, it was last year, because I can't remember what it was. We did a gala, and he was one of the guest speakers, and it was phenomenal. Just listening to him, I wanted to hear more, so I wanted to have him on my show. Monica Pearson
Hi.
said hello.
Hi, Monica.
She's also Family Secrets and Lies. She just did a play here in Charlotte. And she's phenomenal too. Gotta get you back on, girl, because you what? Going to Hollywood.
And take us with you when you go.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, I got my audition coming up on I think the 9th, I think it is. So, yeah, we definitely got some things to talk about. But welcome to the El Michelle Show.
Thank you for having me.
I want to find out, who are you? You know, who are you? Tell everybody. I already know who he is, but I got information here. I mean, I can go on in the back because I got it tagged right here. But tell everybody who you are, where you're from, how long you've been in the Charlotte area, and just give everybody just a little bit, and then we're going to the book.
Okay. So, nothing too exciting. I'm from Anderson, South Carolina. A lot of people don't know where that is. I always have to say it's near Clemson. Everybody knows the Clemson Tigers, and we're like 15, 20 minutes away from Clemson.
I'm sorry. I had to go ahead.
Well, I mean, I'm not to say that I'm a fan of Clemson or anything, but that's just where everybody seems to know where Anderson is in relation to Clemson. But born and raised in Anderson, South Carolina. I am a single child by my mom. I have...
Oh, single child? Yes, hey. Don't hate, y'all. Don't hate. We ain't got to share, sorry.
I went to Tri-County Tech to get my associate's degree in Office Systems Technology and Lander University, go Lander, for my bachelor's degree in political science. So I do have a little bit of a political background.
Okay.
I don't talk politics because, you know, you got to be careful who you talk politics in front of, but...
He does.
You do. And I moved to Charlotte around 2012. I was here for a couple years. Then I got a good job opportunity that took me up north to Delaware. And I moved up there for a few years, came back because I really missed my family, really missed my friends. I would say that that's when I really started doing a lot of advocacy work. It was actually one of my friends, a dear friend of mine, that approached me about an opportunity to be photographed and talk about domestic violence. And at the time, she was the only one that I had actually openly shared all of that information with. And she presented me with this opportunity. And apparently I was going to be like the first male and the first African-American gay male to actually participate in the campaign. And I was very nervous because I had never actually publicly told anyone my story or what I was going through. But I actually participated in it and met so many nice people that I think that was really the core foundation of what made me want to take this and do something positive with what happened to me.
And he don't have a lot to say. I'm just saying.
All right, I tried to scale it back.
What was one of the reasons that you wrote this book? This book is not just now they always say certain books are for certain. This book right here is for everybody. Everybody can relate. It's Monica, when you talk about the family secrets and lies, this is the sequence, the male version sequence to your book. It's phenomenal. What made you want to write this?
So a couple reasons. I was in therapy early on because of a lot of the stuff that happened to me, and I think that, you know, growing up African-American and growing up gay, certain things you just don't talk about. So you don't talk about, you know, domestic violence. You don't talk about sexual assault. So I didn't really have an outlet other than going to therapy to try to talk to someone about it. So I just started writing. And then I was like, do I really want to put this out here? Because one, my family doesn't know a lot of this stuff that I went through, and I would have to have some conversations with them because they weren't aware of this and how people perceive this. There's a big stigma around men and domestic violence that, you know, it can't happen to men. Men are normally the, you know, abusers, not the abusees. And so I just wanted to tell my story. And, you know, after writing it and putting it out, it wasn't even about how much money am I going to make from this, or am I going to make my costs back from doing this? It was really about, this is what's therapeutic for me. This is what I need to do to heal myself. And if it helps, you know, just one person, then I feel great about that. And I've gotten a lot of good feedback about from people who actually have read the book and told me how, now they can have open conversations with their kids, the one that might be gay, that before that they didn't really know how to talk to their kids about it. Or thank you for shining light on the fact that this happens in the gay community as well, because most people think that it's just two men or it's two women. It's a fight. It's not necessarily domestic violence. And I'm like, no, it's domestic violence. It happens to us as well. So that's why I wrote the book.
And a lot of people don't get it that a lot of times when you're dealing with domestic violence, it's not always physical. You got family domestic violence. And sorry if we're not able to read your comments. We'll answer comments because we're too far away. Far away. But a lot of people get that stigma that domestic violence is just battery. Domestic violence is verbal abuse. A lot of times, even if you are a victim, sometimes you don't realize that you could also be an abuser. And it's okay to go to therapy. How many people told you not to go to therapy?
No, a lot of people told me not to go to therapy. I was looked at crazy. I think that's another thing in our community, is that for some reason going to go talk to someone about your problems, you don't do that.
Secrets. That's people it stays in the house.
It stays in the house.
Oh man, I started going a few years ago, and I just started going back last month, and I love my therapist. I mean, it's just stuff that I didn't realize. From being a domestic violence survivor, I also found that I was an abuser by the way I talk to people. We sometimes in our culture, but it's all around now that I've talked to a lot of folks, they don't think that they have a problem. Some don't want to admit it. And especially y'all, if y'all have people that tell y'all that therapy is not good or stay away, those are the people that you need to stay away from, whether they're your family members or your closest friends. You got to stay away from them, because it's about you and you only, because only you can save yourself. What things have you done within the Charlotte area? I know you've done a lot of speaking engagements. What is it that you see the most that are like questions, or when you speak into different topics, that because you got so much in this book that you can always, I can always see somebody that says we locked eyes because they capture something. What is it that you get when you go out and speak that, and people come to you, or you see, what is it that they can relate to you most on?
Well, strangely enough, when I go out and I speak, obviously I usually end up being the only male that's there. So I think that
I applaud you for that, for coming out.
Thank you. I think that it makes women want to come up and talk to me about, what I've been through. And I normally get a lot of thank you for sharing your story. I know some men that have gone through this, but they're too afraid to speak out about it, because what ends up happening is your masculinity gets questioned. How can you let another, male or a female beat on you? And, that they look at you like, you're less than a man if you're letting someone else beat on you. And a lot of people don't want to talk about that. A lot of men don't want to come forward with that information. So I think a lot of people come up to me and they're just, I get a lot of love when I go and do these things, as you saw.
Oh, yeah, you got mad love.
And I think that going out and seeing people's faces and being able to relate to my story, not, just because, I'm a man and this happened to me, but because domestic violence doesn't care if you're a male, if you're a female, if you're a child. It affects
older person,
it affects everybody. That is something that is, everybody can relate to. Someone knows somebody that something like this has happened to. And I think that going out and doing these speaking engagements, I get to talk to people. They come up to me. They tell me how my words have, encouraged them and helped them, how they're going to tell their friends it's okay for you to speak out as well. And, that's really what it's all about for me.
And how can someone, and he does travel, so he will travel. Okay.
I'm never at home, it seems.
No, he's really not surprised that I have him. But how can they reach you? And also, how can they reach and get your book and everything?
So, a couple ways. I'm on Instagram, Dope Attire to Inspire, trying to do a little fashion you know, a little bit of fashion here and now, every now and again. That's right, in case you can't tell. My book is available on Amazon. So if you go to Amazon and just search for Galen, Galen, Cromartie, or the Galen memoir, How Love Can Make You Stupid, you'll find my book there.
How Love Can Make You Stupid.
Pretty highly rated. I've gotten a lot of great feedback about the book.
Is the movie coming out?
I said I wanted to do a movie and I wanted Cuba Gooding Jr. to play me. You've heard it here first. So someone make that happen.
Hey, Tyler, call us. Okay? I'm just kidding.
I want Oprah.
Oprah,
call me.
Gail, call me, Gail. Gail, call me, okay? Call me, Gail. But one of the things that I found I was so fascinating is that, one, I applaud you again for coming forth, and it's two ways. It's one, being a male, and then being gay. It's like we're supposed to keep everybody in the back. Everybody's supposed to be hidden. Nobody's supposed to talk about it because we're going to leak out the family secrets. Once you wrote your book, how did your family react?
Oh, it's so funny because recently I ran into a person, my ex-boyfriend, who sexually abused me. I was in the mall. My mom and my aunt was with me, and as soon as I walked in, I saw him, and I was like, oh God, you know. I didn't really lose my cool or anything, but they didn't know that this is who this person was.
Oh, wow.
I had never even told them that this happened to me, and they read it in the book, but they didn't know who it was about. And I know how my mom is, and she's a little crazy, so I didn't want to tell her, oh yeah, by the way, this is guy from chapter 1.
Chapter 1, page, okay.
But after my mom read the book, me and her had a very long conversation, and she said that it was therapeutic for her because she didn't realize that a lot of the choices that she made, how they affected me. Mm-hmm. And we had a long conversation, and she felt, apparently I didn't even know that she had been carrying around this guilt of some of the stuff that had gone on. And we had a conversation. I told her, you know, this isn't your fault. I don't want you blaming yourself or anything. And, you know, she felt so much better. She had like a big sense and a sigh of relief. And I think after that, we've gotten so much closer. But I know a lot of my family that really, really loves me. Like, they don't want, it's hard for them. I don't want to say that they don't want to read it, but it's hard for them to want to read it because I know how they are. And they'll want to know, who was this? They want to go find them. They're going to go get Pookie now. And so,
y'all, did he actually say Pookie now?
My friends and my family that have read it, you know, they've been very supportive, and a lot of them didn't know this was going on because I always carried myself with a big smile on my face. And, you know, a lot of people would look at me and say, I never know you went through all of that. And I think that we as a people have just gotten really good at hiding our emotions and hiding things that we've been through. Right?
Oh, yeah, can hide very, very. I mean, even with, we hide everything. Mm-hmm. You know, we always tell everybody, don't let the bow tie fool you, and don't let the makeup and these pearls fool you. We go through so much, and we try to be, especially being public figures, you want to be able to speak to everybody and be transparent, but then are we being transparent to ourselves?
Yep.
You know, I have no shame saying that I go to therapy because it's stuff that I thought that I sometimes, you know, realizing that I'm overbearing, meaning if you're in need, I'm going to make sure you never have to warn again. Not knowing that could be hurting you.
Yes.
But my thing is, if you didn't want my help, don't ask for it. If you're not able to handle it.
Yep.
Too caring. And that comes from being hurt. That comes from being hurt, abandoned, and especially, I hate to talk about it, but sometimes it's these only kid syndromes that we have. We latch on to people and then find out that they're not who they say they are, and wind up, they're the ones that hurt us. They're the ones that we tell our deepest stuff to, and then they're the ones that stab us in the back. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's your family members that actually that will happen to. It's unfortunate that sometimes we don't, you might see us talking to somebody and the person ain't nobody there because we get to a point where we don't trust anybody. But then when we do get that group, that nucleus, that circle,
we keep them there.
We keep them there. And there's some will fade off and some will be replaced. And I know your circle's probably changed so many times.
It has.
I got rings around mine, are like Saturn.
It's hard for me to invite anyone new into my circle because I've kind of gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, what do you want from me? Exactly. You must want something from me. And it's terrible to be that way, but the pain comes from somewhere that I'm feeling like this. I've been through a lot, and that's just my way of protecting myself is I try to take people at face value. I believe what you show me up front. Woo! I'm happy with the friends that I have now. I trust them with my life, and I think that if you can have a core group of people that you can trust like that, and then you need to make sure that you keep them close to you at all times.
It's one way that you say keep your enemies closer, but it's really keeping your friends closer. Because I tell everybody like this: you don't like what I wrote? Go ahead and buy it. Go ahead and buy our books, okay? Because guess what? We're gonna take your money. You gonna watch our show? I'll take your views, okay? Go ahead and buy our books. I'm just saying.
We ain't gotta be friends for you, not buy a book now. You can buy a book now.
I take your money. I take your money.
I
take your money. Shoot, cash is good. I'm just saying. But what experience have you gotten from I know when I go out and talk to folks, I kind of remember what I said, but I be sit in the car and be like, amazing. I'm overwhelmed. How do you feel after you finish speaking to folks, or your books, doing a book signing, or just anything? How do you feel once you, at the end of the day, when you get ready to get in the car to come back home? Does it hit you?
It hits me. I'm emotionally drained because a lot of it I never write down a speech. If I do, I never go off of it. I just try to read the room. Right.
No, I ain't gonna read.
I'll read the room, and that kind of tailors what I want to say. So sometimes I'll bring up other things that I don't talk about, often, and then I have to go through it again. And normally I'm not the only person that's doing a speech, so I'll hear someone else talking, and something that they'll say or something that they've been through will trigger me. And then I have to get my emotions back in check. But doing these, it's therapeutic. It helps me, honestly. But it's also very emotionally draining because I have to relive some of the stuff that I've been through that I've worked so hard to heal from. I have to go back there because I want to be relatable. Mm-hmm. I want you to when I'm telling you my story, I want you to be right there in that room with me, as if you're seeing it happen with me as I'm telling you my story. And sometimes you have to detox from telling your story after you do all these events. I have to go home and kind of just decompress for a day or so, and then I'm ready to go back out and do it all over again.
That's what I'll ask you. What do you do? I know I was listening to Lisa Santiago McNeil and her husband Brian. They have the empowerment duo. They're here in Charlotte. Have it, and I'm gonna tag you on it.
Yes.
And oh my God, they were talking about the rest time. Mm-hmm. What is your rest time? What do you do? Some folks we were talking about. I know I can't wait to go back down to the beach. I ain't going now. I could go now, get a nice little blanket.
You go to Florida.
No, I'm gonna go about 3 hours and come on back with a bottle of wine and some snacks. But my rest time, I like going and sitting by the water. What do you do once you've done all that, or working on to an event that is going to burn you up? Because you can get burned up while you're working on the event. What is your rest time? How do you recharge?
So I go in my office. I pull out my Janet Jackson vinyl. I'm a big Janet Jackson fan.
Did you say vinyl?
Yes, record, vinyl. Sorry, I forget the demographic here.
He said vinyl.
Every time I say vinyl, my mom was always like, "You mean a record?"
Well, you got 45, 33.
The new way of saying it is vinyl. The old way of saying it is record. But I put on Janet Jackson music. And I sit in my office and, I write a lot. I listen to the music. let it decompress me down. I might have me a glass of wine, and I just sit and write and create. And normally that gets me back to, you know, myself and my core. I do that as long as I need to get all of the emotion out.
Now, I did get to meet your husband.
Yes, hi, husband.
Hey. Now, when did all of that take place, and how has he adjusted? Now, that was a big adjustment, and I think that's with any relationship. You have to lay everything out on the table. Mm-hmm. I don't know anybody, and I hate to say it like this, and I hate to use this word, but we are, I hate to use this word, but that's the only way I can use it. We are damaged goods. It's just the ones that don't want to admit that they're damaged goods. And it's okay, but lay it out on the table so that that person won't be aware when that snap time comes or that clap back comes back.
They'll know where it's coming from or why.
I just asked you for some milk.
Right. Yeah.
And don't realize maybe you got hit with the glass bottle of milk or milk thrown. You know, you don't know. So how was in the beginning, first, how did you meet him? How was the adjustment when he found out? And then how was it when everybody accepted, you know, going to get married? And how's it been now since you, and how supportive is he of you with your book and all your speaking engagements?
He's terrible.
Oh, no, because I had to get him to come in. I had to get him. We were at an event, y'all, and I had to tell him, you don't come on inside of here.
Yeah, you did. You did that.
I'm sorry, hubby. My bad, no.
So
don't let it happen again.
We met in 2013. God, I hope that's right. I feel like we've been together for so long. We met I'm pretty sure it's 2013. And, you know, originally, you know, I was already coming out of a bad situation. I was a little damaged, as you said. I was a little damaged at the time, so I wasn't thinking that we were turned into anything more than, you know, what we were at the time. But he was consistent. He was, you know, calm and kind and nice, and he actually moved with me to Delaware, and we hadn't even been together that long.
Delaware?
We had been together maybe.
Well, I can tell you what he said about Delaware, because I got some friends in Delaware. I ain't gonna tell you what he said.
I love Delaware.
Well, give me tell what you said. I'm sorry. I'll tell in a minute what he said. Go ahead.
Well, I think we had been together for a couple months at the time, and he moved with me up there, and, you know, I didn't lay it all on him at one time. Oh, all of this happened to me. You know, I gave him chunks of
like
it.
we usually do.
And
right?
every time that I would tell him something, you know, he would give me a hug, he would give me a kiss, he would tell me that he loved me, and, you know, it was a very calming thing for him. And, you know, we've been together for 6 years. This year is 6 years. We've been married. This year will be 3 years.
Okay.
And, you know, he's still finding out stuff about me. Like, I didn't write everything in the book, but I wrote enough.
So that means that there's going to be a sequence to this book.
Yeah, it might be. And, you know, he has been very supportive of everything that I do. You know, anything that I decide to do, I always talk to him about it first and get his opinion on it. And, you know, he's been my biggest supporter, and a lot of the stuff and the speaking engagements, I come back home to him, and, you know, he does what he needs to do to make me feel better as well. And, you know, I've never for once thought that he didn't approve of anything that I've done. And so I'm very thankful to have him, you know, especially considering some of the stuff that I've been through, some of the relationships I've had. I'm just lucky that I have someone like that.
Y'all, when it's very important to have a very supporting cast, not a cast, very supportive crew. When you're going through situations, when you're taking off the layers and you're opening up yourself to one, you know how they say there's a devil at every level. But when you have a supporting, what's the word? Are you supporting?
Support network.
Well, I take network. That's a new word. Network, supporting, y'all know what I'm talking about. Network, but a support group that supports you and know that you're doing this for one is your healing and to help somebody else out. It makes a difference because it motivates you to say, you know what, like you said, if I just touch one person, I've done my work. If I touch two, I touch 3, I've done it. I've almost done it all. It's not easy out here taking off the mask, being transparent, and letting people see what we've been holding on. When I tell y'all my story, this is just a touch of it. I didn't go into full detail. And for some people, I ain't gonna mention names. This is a collaboration book here. Not all of this happened to me, okay? Not all of it happened, and that's what people gotta understand, that when we write these books, we are opening up not for just our healing, for other people to be healed. Yes, we are going to make money from it because that helps us to get out so that we can go and make more books to supply for people and also for travel. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do. We get out there in the community. He does a lot within the community. Speaking of that, what stuff that you contribute to in the Charlotte area? What activities or organizations that you work with and help?
So one of my favorite things in organizations in Charlotte is Time Out Youth. So shout out to Time Out Youth.
Time Out Youth, hey!
What they do is provide an activity space for LGBTQ kids to come. And I forget the age ranges, but it's, pretty much from kids all the way up to teenagers. I think it goes from maybe 6, 7 to 19, 20. And when I go and I volunteer there, I sit with the kids. If they need help with homework, we'll help them with homework. They normally do like activities, group nights. They'll feed the kids. And I mean, that's one of my absolute favorite things to do, because that's that age where a lot of them are dating. Mm-hmm. And, I want to talk to them about safe ways to date, the warning signs to look out for, because, if we can catch them early and prevent, them going through half of the stuff that I went through, then, I'm happy with that. So I do a lot of work with them. Lily Pat Haven, sex trafficking organization. I'm just recently now a board member for them.
Okay.
So we just had an event a few weeks ago raising money and awareness for sex trafficking in Charlotte. Charlotte is I think it's number 9 in the United States, or number 8 or 9.
Yeah, I know they're in the top 10.
They're in the top 10.
And it's sad saying it like this. They're in the top 10. Charlotte is, but North Carolina is underneath. It's at a lower number. That doesn't make sense. You would think that North Carolina be, and then the city. But Charlotte is at a high rate.
I actually think it's the highest city in North Carolina.
Right.
For
I thought it was like
sex
number 1.
It's number 1 in North Carolina due to all the easy access to all the highways.
Highways. Any area that has a major highways, like major highways, and also if your airport has international on it, trust and believe me, this is happening. It's happening. DC, you got Dallas International, you got Baltimore, Thurgood Marshall, BWI International. I call that name. You got Charlotte Douglas International. Anything that has international and major highway access to different states and we don't mention the word borders, but different states, things are happening. And we got to be aware. We have somebody now that we're praying for her safety, Alonza.
Yes.
Briscoe. Praying for her mom. And a lot of folks are working real hard to find her within the the North Carolina area, I think it's Maryland area, and I think New York was mentioned.
Yeah.
I think. So, Alonza, we love you. You know why you need to come on back. Somebody's waiting for you. Not just your mom, but somebody's waiting for you, your family. But one of those special person is waiting for you. So we're praying for her safety. Chantel, we're praying for you. And everybody that's working very hard. I know, are you also part of, I know they were working on the Lake Arbor. Are you part of that too?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's another area that's in the city that's going through some major things. Everybody in that Lake Arbor group community, we got y'all in prayer. What is it that you don't do?
Take a day off.
Oh.
It seems like I'm always doing something, but I like that though. I feel like if I'm just sitting there bored, I'm not helping anyone.
Mm-hmm.
So I always try to keep busy, stay busy doing something because I could be helping someone.
Mm-hmm.
And so really what little bit of downtime I have, I try to spend it working on my fashion blog. And so I just try to stay busy.
Time out. Can you talk a little bit about that?
It's still relatively new.
Okay, well, stay tuned because we will be back on for that.
But
yes.
dopeattire2inspired.com. It may look a little rough around the edges because I'm still working on it, but yes, I'm trying to do
part of your collection right there?
I wear other people's collections.
Oh, well, I'm just saying, but that's all right. It's coming out soon. But if you could give advice to a young Galen, what would you say to him?
Be careful who you trust. Be careful who you let in your circle. And despite all the things that you went through or will go through, it's okay. It's going to make you the great person, that you're destined to be.
I should have put it to you like this. A 5 to 10-year-old Galen, what would you say to that person?
It's not your fault what happened to you. It's not your fault. And it's okay to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely go back and tell myself to talk about it. I think that it would have saved me a lot of self-harm if I had felt it okay to talk about the things that happened to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
13 to 17.
Slow your hot ass down.
All right, then.
Sit down somewhere. And stop being so fast, but I would make smarter choices. We all went through teenage years. We all done crazy, erratic stuff through in our teenage years, but really I think I would tell myself to slow down and stop trying to be in the it crowd. Don't be pressured to do things that you shouldn't be doing just to fit in to the norm. That's definitely what I would go back and tell myself.
18, 21.
Don't ruin your credit.
Ooh, I think that was everybody. Because K. Jewels got us back today. Oh, we got a K. Jewels. I'm going to buy me some. Oh, wait a minute. I got to pay for it. So, 18, 21?
Yeah. I was definitely wilding at 18 to 21. But, I made a lot of dumb decisions based on trying to keep a man. Mm-hmm. Trying to keep my man. I would go back and say, you know what? It's okay for you to be by yourself. You're young. You don't have to be attached to a man right now. Mm-hmm. Go and focus and learn yourself.
And it was a part in here that I love what you said about that. Let me get to the other age group. And I got actually age.
Oh, I'm 32.
So that was 18 to 21, 25 to your age now.
A lot of those years, the last 6 years, with my husband and everything that I've been trying to do have been phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Before him, in that little bit of time, I would definitely tell myself to take more time instead of jumping from relationship to relationship, to learn more about who you are and what makes you happy. Learn your own identity separate from being in a relationship. Because for a lot of that chunk before, and I took a break before me and Demetria started dating, but a lot of that chunk I felt like my identity was attached to a man and I didn't have my own identity. So even now being married, I'm still working to have my own identity. And I think you should do that. Your identity shouldn't fully be developed into whomever you're dating or whoever you're with at the time. You need your own identity.
That's for anybody. Say that one more time and make it real plain and clear. Say that one more time.
If you are in a relationship, make sure that you keep your own identity. Even if you have kids or, a spouse, you still need to have your own identity, because what I felt like I lost my identity. I felt like I didn't know who I was, anymore, because I given so much of my identity was based upon who I was with at the time that I didn't have my own identity. Mm-hmm. And so definitely never lose your own identity.
I liked in chapter 7, which is called BBB, which I will say it.
Say it.
Broke bum, bitch. I'm saying that's his title, chapter 7. But I like when you said, I focus on myself, work, and making new friends to fill the void. I would put the rest of it out. He said sex was out of the question. But that speaks volume in itself. We do lose ourselves within to take on another person's identity. We do try to, when people come together, whether they're married or in a regular relationship, if you don't take the time to get to know the person, get to know each other's likes and dislikes. It's not going to happen overnight. It comes over time if that person is willing to want to learn.
Yeah. They have to be willing to want to invest their time to know you. You can't force that. And that was something that I learned too.
And that's where fights and arguments and Lord knows everything else. Everybody want to whoop each other's butt and some more things. And people understand there are no perfect relationships. We're all going to have arguments. We're all going to have debates. Debates are actually good as long as you don't put your hands on each other or verbally abuse each other. But debates are good because it's good conversation.
Arguing is healthy as long as you do it the right way.
I like to argue and then
make up. Oh, no?
Well, it has to be depends on where it is. Let's scratch that. Yeah, let's scratch that.
Scratch that out.
Oh, I'm gonna hear that. Now I want to have one where you had a pillow fight with the soccer boppers. You know what soccer boppers are?
Soccer bopper? No, I don't know what that is.
I know you young. It's a little thing you blow up. You put your hand inside of it. Not boxing gloves, but a big round circle thing.
Okay,
that's fun. That's fun because you can beat the hell smack out of somebody to the buses.
That's the way to go.
The woofer bat. Well, the sponge one. Y'all saw women went on the Jeffersons where they were beating each other with the woofer bat and Florence beat George down. She was tearing them up. But people got to understand that it's not easy, y'all. A lot of our friends heard of our stories. I've had family members that have read my book and they didn't know. Mm-hmm. I went to a person that did something to me and told her about the book. And she was like, write it. I talked to my cousin because something happened to her. She said, write it. You made it out. You could help us, but help other people to know that it's okay. Mm-hmm. I've had family members that have read this book and wondered if they help people at work. Were they there to listen clearly? Were they there when they came to their office and think, did I listen? Did I say the right things? You know what I'm saying? So y'all, when y'all write these books, you're telling your story. Get out and go beyond the book and get out there so people can physically hear you. I'm not saying that people can't read. Because, sometimes we got to have pictures. I'm just kidding. That's for fun. That was just a joke. But it makes a difference when people can physically see you.
Connect with you.
Then after you speak, when they come to you, and a lot of times it's a tearful moment. It's not a dry eye in the place.
I be crying. I ain't gonna. I cry all the time.
All the time.
I be crying, boo-hooing. I'm a Leo. Can't you tell?
I'm a Capricorn. Just saying. just turned 15. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I turned 15. Thank you. That's my number. I'm gonna stick with it. But anyway, y'all don't understand how hard this is to tell the story and try not to break, because we really want to get the message out that what we've been through, it's not hard. I mean, I've done some speaking engagements and I sat in the car and was like, Lord, or on the way there, no lie, bubble gut. and be like, okay, Lord, you going on in the head of me. I got, we got this. We got this. And then he just turns it like right around and it's not what we thought it was.
Yep.
Or put us in situations where you thinking the worst and then you look up and he's like, I told you I got you. It doesn't matter whether you're it's a man or woman that's going through domestic violence, woman to woman, man to man. We all have a story. We're just fortunate enough to be survivors. There's many folks that did not make it.
Yep.
I have family members. I have family members that made it out. They're very successful, married, remarried, and they're doing well. I have family members that are abusers and don't think there's anything wrong. I have friends that think that they are just the victims by themselves, but don't realize that they are also both. They're abuser and they're victim. And I can say it that I am a victim and an abuser, meaning that if I feel attacked, and you probably felt this way, if I feel that you coming at me attacking, I'm coming at you. Not physically, but I'm clapping back. I'm learning now to not do that. I didn't realize how deep it was embedded in me, but as soon as you do me wrong, I'm clapping back. And I'm coming back for some blood.
Yep.
And it ain't gonna be pretty. And I can tell you exactly what I said, how I said it, what I was wearing, what you was wearing, how, why, whatever. And we need to be in control and know when other people are at 1 to 100. We can't be at playing and thinking that they're gonna understand. We just taking them to the next level.
Yep.
And it's not a sickness, so people start labeling this stuff as a sickness. There's a pressure behind this. There's anxiety behind this. There's people that are suicidal. I can't tell you how many times I thought of pressure because of not being able to have anyone to talk to. That would be the way out. God spoke to me. I heard a pop, and he said, well, you want to do this? Let me show you something. Okay, that was dumb. You know what I'm saying? We got to understand that this is serious. And I know some people are going to clap back on me, inbox me. I would love to chat with you. Stop talk crazy like I did some folks. I will delete you. With this Me Too movement, we got to take it seriously, but we need people to stop playing with this. Because what you're doing is stopping folks that really need to come out. It's just not a Me Too movement just for women anymore. It's a Me Too movement, period. Everybody is having issues. People are having these half false claims, whether they are, they aren't. It's either you is or you aren't. It's just that simple. We're making it harder for people that need to come forth and tell their story, make a claim, not the ones that just want to do it for a few minutes of fame, for some money, because you're making it harder for the folks that really do need to come out. They're not coming out. We can sit here and talk about us being victims. We can talk about us being in situations still and coping with stuff still. But at least we can admit that there are stuff that's going on and not be like, oh, no, it ain't nothing going on with me. We good. No, your good is going to come to light. Whatever's in the dark is going to come to light, and it's not going to be pretty. You know what I'm saying? There's issues that I'm working on, that I thought that I could hide, but I have too good of friends be like, look, this ain't working anymore. You got to come forth with it. You got to.
That's where that circle comes in. A good friend will call you out and tell you about yourself.
And you can't do nothing but take it.
Yeah.
Yep. And the good ones that come to you, the ones that are genuine, not the fake ones. Because the fake, you see them a mile, you just see them like, ooh, wait a minute, here they come, I smell it. You know what I'm saying? But I want to say to you, again, I applaud you. I appreciate you. I know he's on call. He's not a doctor, but he's on call. He's an IT doctor.
Boo. I mean, yay.
It pays the bills.
Okay.
While he stays like this.
Okay. Take it in.
Take it in.
Take it in.
Take it in, and also that good job or that investment firm is paying for what? Woo-hoo! But on a real tip though, give the hubby a hug for me. I expect to see him sitting over there next time, but I understand you on call. But yes, I called you out.
I'm sure he's watching.
But once again, thank you for keeping it real. We definitely will be talking again. This ain't the last, because this ain't gonna be last. I am working on something here. Like I said, if everybody had comments, we will hit you up afterwards. Y'all on his IG just scrolling. I can't read all of that. We read that later. You look at it this way. I'm just saying. But keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank you. And you too. We're gonna do some great things together.
Oh, we on this.
That's
y'all,
right.
Guess what? We rolling. But also too, I want to give a little plug in to all of my wealth builders. Hey, it's about. Did y'all see that? I caught it. This is
Take two.
Take two. Whoop. All right. To all of everybody, I need y'all to start investing in saving. Saving gold. This is a gram of gold. If y'all want more information about building your savings account, building some tangible asset. This is mine. This is tangible. Tangible. This is a gram of gold. Hit me up in my inbox, and I'll let you know exactly what's going on. It's time, y'all, to start saving, because you never know. God forbid, we ain't gonna be in no more furloughs. Once I'm telling you, right here, this is real gold. This is a gram of gold. And once you just set a build it for your kids' future, for emergency funds, this is my emergency money right here in my hand. $1 is just $1. You're only gonna get 4 quarters. So get y'all, if y'all want any more information, hit me in my inbox. You can go on the Lynette M. Jewel page. You can also go on my other page is IG page, which would, well, he would tag it in, it's the L. Michelle Show. Or you can go on L. Michelle, spell the whole name out, L. Michelle Jewel. That's my other page. I can also be reached on www.lmichellejewel.com and L. Michelle, all double letters, L. Michelle Jewel @gmail. And again, tell them where they can find your book.
Amazon, just search for Galen, Galen, Cromartie. You can also find me on IG, Dope Attire 2, the number 2, Inspire. Follow me, please. And
also, I am a survivorbook.com /Lynette, LYNNETTE-Jewel, JEWELL.com. Well, no, I always said .com after the book. I'm on Amazon and ebook.
Oh, wait. I'm on ebook too. Just throwing that out there.
Did you mention the ebook?
I didn't, but
he's ebook too.
I'm on there.
So
it's on Amazon.
It's important that these 2 books right here are changing lives. We just not out here. We would be crazy to say we have to have travel expenses. We have to have money to purchase and buy new books. But the blessing and the gift is when. Tell me, somebody's calling me from California. Anyway, the blessing is when we hear about somebody reading our books or listening to our stories. So this is El Michelle. Catch me next Thursday. Galen, I want to say thank you.
Thank
again.
you.
Bless you. Bless you. See you next week. Same time, same station. I would say Bat Channel, but we didn't talk about Batman or nothing like that. I'm just saying, I always want to say this is the Bat Cave. But no, this is the El Michelle Show. You're watching me on, also, I have a YouTube channel, the El Michelle Show. So I will upload everything and also tag him. So you'll see it on his page. But also on YouTube, the El Michelle Show. So this is El Michelle. with my special guest, the woo-woo. Say your last name, 'cause I ain't gonna butcher it.
Cromartie.
Cromartie. I would ask
So
him
fancy.
I would ask where he's from, but he don't know his
I don't know.
How you not know what your last name is?
Married
French,
name.
Creole. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like Italian. It could be Parmigiani. I'm just saying it could be. Yeah, let me stop messing his name up, butcher his name up. I would butcher up a cow if I could. I'll butcher people's name. Vanetta says hello to everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in. Love the feedback. Let us know what you think. I'm definitely going to have him back on again when Oprah calls him. Well, maybe he might have a satellite man because, he might be out there with Oprah, But Gail, call me, Gail, because, we need to get a hold of Oprah and everything. But this is El Michelle. Like I always tell you, love, love, love. But most of all, love yourself. Because if you don't, no one else will. But when you love yourself, it makes a big difference. I'll talk to y'all next week. Same time, 7 p.m. Talk to you later. Peace.